Hey everybody, Keith Dotson here, and in this video, I'll be looking at some sample prints on two Baryta surface photo papers made by Red River, and one that I thought was a Baryta surface paper, but it actually is not. We'll be looking at Bend Baryta 310, Palo Duro SoftGloss rag, and Palo Duro Baryta Fiber 300. Now, I grew up in Texas, and I appreciate these Texan place names. Anyways, that's an aside. Later in the video, we'll look at these three papers next to several other very popular photo papers that I've printed on in the past. Something that's great about Red River is that they give you tons of information. When you download the ICC profiles, you get an information sheet that gives you the exact recommended settings for your particular model of printer. That may sound like a no-brainer, but not every paper company gives you anything close to that. So the samples you'll see here were printed using Red River's precise directions. Now, Red River lists these papers on its website as the fine photographic papers in quotation marks. Here's what they say, and I'm quoting here. What makes paper fine photo paper? Intended to look and feel like an original darkroom print. Semi-gloss to satin reflective surface. Thick, heavy base stock. High-performance inkjet coating. Archival or museum grade. End quote. Now, this is a line of papers that's been highly recommended by viewers. A lot of people said I should try it, maybe even as a replacement for the Hanamulla. So let's see how it performs. The first paper we'll be looking at is Bend Baryta 310. As always, I filmed these with raking light so you can see the paper's texture and reflectance. This paper has a barium sulfate coating, and it's reconfigured version of their previous San Gabriel 2.0 paper. Now, according to Red River, the paper is archival grade material, neutral white, which means it's neither warm nor cool surface tone. It's FOGRA or FOGRA certified ISO 9706 for paper aging standards, has a very low OBA content, which means that it does actually contain some optical brightening agents. 100% alpha cellulose base stock with pure Baryta whitener layer. That's the Baryta surface. Weight is 310 GSM, thickness is 12 mil, and it uses photo black inks. For these sample prints today, I use my standard image that I always use, this photo of these two old junker trucks. Next, we're looking at my personal favorite of the bunch, which is the Palo Duro SoftGloss rag. This is 100% cotton paper, and this is the one that I mistakenly thought was a Baryta coated paper, but it's actually not. It's cotton with a microporous printing surface on one side. It reminds me a lot of the Canson Infinity Platine Fiber rag. Red River calls the SoftGloss a true museum grade paper. The base stock is 100% cotton rag content. It meets the FOGRA certified ISO 9706 standard for paper aging. Acid-free base stock and coating. No OBAs. Weight is 315 GSM. Thickness is 16.5 mil, so it's the thickest of these three. Microporous coated on one side. Neutral white, neither cool nor warm paper tone. Surface is lightly textured soft gloss, and it takes photo black inks. Now, our third paper is Red River's Palo Duro Baryta Fiber 300. This is a substrate that's 100% alpha cellulose base stock. The weight is 300 GSM, thickness 13.8 mil. Microporous coating with Baryta surface on one side. Slightly neutral white. Surface is semi-gloss with light texture and medium reflectivity. For pigment ink users, the media requires photo black inks. Archival characteristics, it's acid-free, lignin-free, buffered with calcium carbonate, FOGRA certified ISO 976 for paper aging standards. Now, this is a beautiful paper that comes with some special handling instructions. The directions included with the ICC profiles recommended reducing the ink density. That's something I've never done before on any paper, and frankly, the print quality suffered as a result. It looks flat and lacks punch. I think it would have been much better print had I not adjusted the ink density at all, but I just followed their directions. Here are all three papers side by side. Now I'm filming this on an iPhone, and it tends to exaggerate the colors a little bit. That Big Bend Baryta 310 print on the left is definitely cooler than the others, but it's not really as blue as it looks here. Now we'll look at all three of these papers next to prints made on other popular photo papers that I've printed previously. Now keep in mind, I only made one print of each paper, and I think they're all quite usable, and some of them are quite beautiful. With some tweaking to the settings, they could all be great. Although the Palo Duro SoftGloss rag was perfect right out of the printer on the first pass. The Palo Duro Baryta Fiber 300 probably would have been too had I ignored the company's directions and not adjusted the ink density. Well, I hope this video is helpful to anyone curious about Red River papers. It's been very highly recommended by a lot of viewers, so I knew I had to try it. Thanks for watching. Be sure to visit my website at keithdotson.com.